What up, people? It's your boy Ching from Good at Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. I'm here to preview the Arsenal versus Valencia game, where Arsenal go into the first leg of their semi-final at home. And we also go into this semi-final with a bit of a losing streak. We've lost the last 3 games. In all of those games, we conceded at least 3 goals, and things ain't looking great. The one thing I will say is, bar the Crystal Palace performance, generally we're very strong at home, and these games we're going to, particularly this week as I record this, we are playing both games at home. And those are our last 2 home games of the season. So it at least allows us to be able to finish at home in style no matter what happens. And they're both games where we need wins, particularly I would say tomorrow, biggest game of the season. It's all we have left, really. So this is a game which I would approach going into it thinking, right, we need to set the tempo, because Lord knows what's going to happen next week. Lord knows. But let's go into it positively, in a positive mindset. Obviously, this is an emotional game for a few different reasons. Obviously, Emre gets to take on his former club at Valencia. Valencia performing pretty well themselves. After not the greatest of starts this season, they've powered their way back up the La Liga, I believe. Yep, you damn right, I had to check. Yeah, Valencia are currently 6th. I know you won't believe me. I actually thought it was 6th, but then I thought, oh, hold on. Because I think it was Bilbao that was 7th. I thought, oh, they might have overtaken them, but no, they're still 6th. Yeah, they're not a bad side, actually. They've got a defence that, remember, contains the great Gabriel. Bet you guys even forgot he was there. Yep, Gabriel comes back to the Emirates, and also, so does Francis Coquelin. So you know these two are going to be fired up. They're going to want to perform well. They're going to want to show that Arsenal made a horrible decision in letting them go to this club. Valencia themselves, however, are not in the greatest of forms themselves. They lost their last 2. One of them was at home to Alaba. They lost 1-0, believe it or not, to Alaba. And prior to that, they lost away to Atletico Madrid, which, let's face it, that is a no shame, losing to Atletico Madrid. Losing 3-2. So this is a team that are capable of scoring goals, but they're usually very defensively sound. My slight apprehension and fear with this is that generally we don't have a great record against Spanish teams. I say that because in recent history, and admittedly that Spanish team has usually been Barcelona, but generally we don't have the greatest of records against Spanish teams. Bear in mind, in Spain, one thing they do a lot is they like to press, and you know what we're like when a team presses us. And anyone who's studied Arsenal through any sort of length of time this season is, all you got to do is press us for a good 20 minutes and we start panicking, and usually we're a goal or 2 down. So make no mistake, these guys would know that, would have done their research, and I'm sure they'll be ready to cause problems. Arsenal, on the other hand, we need to not mess around. We're at home. We are at home. And I believe if we're going to get through this tie, we need to come out of tomorrow night at least 2 goals ahead. I think we can do it. I don't think it's going to be as easy as some of you guys think it will be. I think you guys saw the Napoli performance and started getting gassed. I was always confident ahead of Napoli, because on the Italian side, Italian teams play, the way they play suits us. The way Valencia plays, I don't think it's going to suit us. Having said that, I do think we'll win. My worry is more the away game. But let's see what happens. This is a cup I want to win so bad. So with that being in mind, for me, this would be the 1 to 11 that I picked to face Valencia. Let's start off with in goal. Bert Leno's been fantastic, bar that little shocking Wolves performance. He's been fantastic lately, which might sound surprising given that he's conceded 9 goals in the last 3 games. Like I say, bar the Wolves performance where I thought it was shocking. The other 2 performances, the Palace game and the most recent Leicester game, it would have been more, quite honestly, if it hadn't been for Leno. But we all know that he's going to go with Petr Cech, so there's no point bitching about it at this point. So Petr Cech it is. I've been toing and froing. Normally, I would say 4 at the back at home, but we've looked so bad with 4 at the back at home. I'm actually going to go with the 5. As amazing as that is, I'm going to go with the 5. So this would be my 5, or 3 at the back, however you want to look at it. I'm going to go with Socrates, Koscielny, Monreal. I don't think that should be a surprise to anyone. They're our best 3. They're not the greatest of 3s, and I think Socrates, last couple of games, hasn't been in great form. But I think having these 3 together in a European tie where there's high stakes, hopefully they won't crumble. Hopefully. Let's see. Hopefully Koscielny can get these guys through it. He's actually been the form defender the last couple of months. And even when they are playing badly, he's usually playing better than Socrates, which is not something I thought I would say earlier this season. But yeah, I'm going to go with these 3 at the back. And the other reason I'm going with 3 at the back is our 2 wing backs. They clearly can't play in a 4, but they can damn sure play in a 5 at the back. So I'm going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Brother, we need to see better from you, man. Last couple of games, you've been shocking. Need to be better, because for me, I'm not quite Gunnar Michael with it. Shout out to him if he's listening. But I'm a big supporter of the academy guys. I mean, I don't know how you can be an Arsenal fan and not be. Having said that, these performances, man, they need to be better. And I'm not the kind of guy that lets sentiment rule his head. And if I'm Unai Emery, I'm saying to Ainsley Maitland-Niles, listen, I think you're a good player, but realistically, I don't see you in the middle. So you've got one chance and one chance only to fulfill that right back spot. Because at the moment, you ain't pushing Bellerin. And at the moment, I'm wondering whether or not I should buy a right back. I think he's going to continue to develop in that role. And I personally would keep him. But I got to admit, the last couple of performances, I've started to ask myself the question. So, Ainsley Maitland-Niles for me at right wing back. Left wing back, Kolasinac. He is what it is. It is what is written in the tin. It's been an interesting debate, actually, because a lot of people would actually keep Kolasinac. I'm less certain, I must admit. I'm not seeing enough from him that makes me think to me he's going to be good enough. And I go back to my original argument about your Granit Xhaka and your Mesut Ozils. I think when you can only play in one way, in one style, you're a limited player. And subsequently, that restricts us. And it's very apparent to me he can't play in a 4. So do we always have to play with 3 at the back in order to accommodate him? In my opinion, a left back is a must, no matter what happens to Monreal or Kolasinac. But for me, he plays in this game. My 2 central midfielders, I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka, Lucas Torreira. I want them fighting fit, ready to go. They've not been great recently together, but I'm hoping that's just a blip. I want Granit Xhaka to stamp his authority in this game and really be dominant, not try and hit a 40-yard pass when you're 30 yards to goal. Do you know, there's one pass in particular that I'm referring to, and that was against Leicester, where he tried to do literally what I've just said. And it was just like, this guy has no brain. So I want to see better from him. I do. For all my bitching about Kante and this, that, the other, I want this guy to do well. I'm just not all the way convinced. Yes, I think he's had a better season. So, I don't necessarily think he's got it. And I think if he's in that much of an itch to leave, me personally, you guys already know, I'll let him bounce. But for now, in this game, I want to see 100% commitment. So, Granit Xhaka starts in this game. I'm gonna go with the superstar himself. I'm gonna go with Mesut Ozil. It's a game at home. It's a game against opponents that, in theory, you should know quite well. It's a game I want to see him do well in. Just squeeze out a little bit more of the Mesut Ozil. Let's just get us to this final and over the line. And I think if he could do that, it might make the two up front perform. Because, man, these front three owe us something. Because they ain't been turning up lately. And that is Alexandre Lacazette and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. For me, when Eddie Nketiah is performing better than both of you guys in a 15-minute cameo, as he's done for the last 2 games, you know there's a problem. And I want to see better from both these guys. You are supposedly 2 of the most lethal strikers in the Premier League. Why don't it feel like it? You know, especially recently. And I don't know if it's a strop. You're hearing stories about how players have fallen out with Unai Emery and all this. I don't want to hear none of this crap. I want you to go out there and just perform. Drag us over that line, please. Because if you're going to bitch and moan about the fact that you don't have any service, how are you going to get that service if we don't have the money to bring in the players that's going to give you that service next season? I'm just saying, it's just logic to me. So whatever stupid issues you had with Unai Emery, put it to the side for now and just do the job. Do the job that you're paid very well for. That's all I ask. So for me, I play Lacazette and Aubameyang. When I think about this game and predict the result, I keep coming up with 3-1. It's the result I keep coming back to. So I'm going to go with 3-1. 3-1 will... I'm a bit worried about that away goal, I must admit. But at least if we do concede an away goal, we've had 2 on top of it. And I don't know, let's see. You guys let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, please crush, please destroy. Please give this video a massive thumbs up. I appreciate it whenever you guys do that. Alright people, I'm out of here. Take care.